Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Have you ever wondered what games you should sell or you should use? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Find out on our top 10 list what games you cannot miss. Don't forget to subscribe to Purge Reviews.
Pandemic Legacy Season 2. Now, I have been anticipating this game since the very first moment I saw Season 1 on the box. When I finished Season 1 for the first time, man, I wish Season 2 would have been on the shelf. Then I played Season 1 3 times total, and I loved every moment of it, although the third game did drag a little bit because I knew it was going to happen, and I was really just playing it for a score. Now, there's going to be no spoilers. I just want to talk about some thoughts I have about Season 2 to start out with, and I don't believe any of these are spoilers because I'm only going to talk about the game when you first sit down to play, and I'm going to leave it at that. So you don't have to worry about me spoiling anything. Currently, we are in April. We're in our second game of April, and we do find the game quite a bit harder than Season 1 to the part where we kind of maybe thought we were playing something wrong. Now, with Legacy games, if you play something wrong, you just roll with the flow. You're not going to take anything back. If it's in your favor, so be it, but I don't see us playing anything wrong, but it is quite a bit harder. So difficulty for us, at least, is quite a bit higher than it was during Season 1. Well, where does that come from? Well, Season 2 finds us with the world changing in the future. You're going to quickly find out that the virus has taken over the world. That's not a spoiler. As soon as you crack open the box, you are going to find that out. Now, you are going to find yourself in a situation where the map is very small, and obviously throughout the game, as soon as you see the board, you will know this. You'll be looking to expand that and reach out to different areas that you have lost communication with. And that's kind of where we start out in Season 2, with us trying to open these communications, find out what's going on, and exploring the world. So far, Season 1 is new. It's fresh. Season 2 gives us the sequel. So it reminds me of Stranger Things Season 1 and 2. Stranger Things 1 just blew you away because it was so awesome. Stranger Things 2 is likely a better season, but you're already familiar with the characters. You already know them, so it just isn't as fresh, so it doesn't feel as good, even though the stakes are much higher. Well, here we find the stakes a lot higher. We feel like we're almost playing backwards Pandemic at some point. You're wanting to keep these supply cubes. You're wanting to supply the areas. You want to keep them on the board. And only if they don't have supplies did the virus take over. That's where you're starting at in January. And I find it to be a very interesting concept. And the first couple months you're going through, it doesn't seem that difficult. Man, it gets really hard. And this one is unique that you have these characters. This one is unique where you have these characters and you feel like you're building them as you go. You get a picture, you get a name, you get an age, an area where they're from. And the story of the characters is a little bit deeper in this one than it was last time. And I'm fearful of that. Now, this is not a spoiler because nothing like this has happened, but I'm very fearful that something might happen to these characters. And some of my characters are starting to get scars and starting to look maybe not as powerful as they once did, even though I've come to really like Mohawk T, which is my character's name. Now, I don't know where the story is going, but I do have to say it's fairly redundant at first. I do like where it's going, and I know there are big surprises, but we haven't ran anything too humongous quite yet, but we're still trying to experience the world. And whatever we're doing, we're not doing it very well. And we're suffering in those consequences for sure. So far I have to say I really do like Legacy Season 2. I don't know how it could ever live up to Season 1, except for they decided to take this reverse route, which I tend to like. I like that we're fast forwarding to the future. The virus has taken over, and now we're trying to open this communication. And it's a really neat little story to start out with. I'm so glad it didn't start out with just pandemic again. And here's another virus or something like that. Ooh, you cured it the first time, but now here it comes fighting back. I'm glad they try to do something new, and I like where they're going. Now, this might turn some people off. If you're a huge Pandemic fan, I feel like this one feels a lot less like Pandemic than the first one did. So you don't have that familiarity of Pandemic. This one's going to start with a tutorial game. It opens you up to the world, kind of like Seafall did. We're going to be able to see kind of how this one works, because some things are going to work different. Now, some things are going to be very similar. You're going to be able to move around the board. You're going to be playing the cards, the infection deck, the epidemic deck. All of that is the same. But instead of having the world before you, you have to go out and experience it and find out, what is the world like now? Very cool. I like that quite a bit. I love the storytelling so far. Now, I'm trying to keep this as spoiler-free as possible. Everything I've told you, you pretty much find out when you crack open the box. There isn't anything here that you don't know from when you crack open the box. There are some surprises in store for you. There are some really neat little avenues that you're going down. Having played the first one, I can kind of see where they're going with a couple things, or at least I think I see where they're going with this. But, I mean, they surprised me so much in the first one. I am shocked that they don't surprise me here. So far, through April, or in the second game of April, we lost the first one. I gotta tell you, I really like this one. Stick with it. Check it out. I'll come back after we get a little bit further into it and give you some more thoughts. And I'll keep those as spoiler-free as possible. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel. Lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want. If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing.